Welcome to today's reading. This is Heartseer Tarot. If this is your first time here today with me, welcome. If you are returning, you already know how these readings usually flow. So today we'd be focusing on the topic of blockages, and it will be what blockages are currently stopping you from progressing in life, in creating further success in your life, and how to transform these blockages. So we're going to dive deep into what comes through for blockages for each of the piles. So pile 1 is the Apocalypse card from the archetypes, the Wild Unknown Archetypes Oracle. The second pile is the Vessel, and the third pile is the Unseen. Now you can also choose through the fuzzies that I have here. So the first pile will be the blue fuzzy, the second pile would be the yellow fuzzy, and the third pile would be the red fuzzy. So let us dive right in. Hi, pile number 1. So if you felt intuitively drawn to the Apocalypse card or the blue fuzzy or both, this is your reading. So let us begin. I'm gonna move this off the table for now, and we will be using tarot now to go deeper to see what may be the blockages that are currently actively impacting your life and your journey right now. And we'll see what messages Source has for us today. So at this time, the first energy that I feel from just the Apocalypse card and also the energy of the pile 1 collective is that things are feeling internally turbulent. For some as well, the internal turbulence is strong enough to actually also be causing external chaos. But that may not be the case for everybody. For some, or for a huge group of this particular collective of pile 1, I'm getting that the turbulence and the chaos is mostly internal. They are being able to keep up appearances and not showing the internal struggle that has been perhaps happening for a while now. So that is perhaps part of the blockage, where we are experiencing internal struggle, but we are not being able to ask for help, find the right kind of support, and perhaps also experiencing a lack of acceptance or a certain kind of denial that this chaos exists internally, or this mismatch of what is desired or what is meant to happen, but what is really happening. The energy is of being closed, being very tightly wound, of having too much to process, so we're not processing anything. We're just keeping it at bay as much as possible. Now, for the tarot spread, we have the Knight of Wands reversed, the Emperor, 2 of Wands, Knight of Coins, and 8 of Cups upright. So this is very telling in many ways. And the first card, the Knight of Wands, is usually a very fast action knight. It's a fast action card, and it creates a certain sense of urgency, right? When it shows up upright, it shows that someone is rushing in to create some kind of outcome. But the fact that it is reversed it almost shows that there's stagnancy, there's a lack of flow, there is really a lot of constricted energy, like you can see in the Apocalypse card. There is this center, which is like, it's showing up as an eye. So at the center there is an eye, but it is like clouded, right? It's not seeing things clearly. There is this sense of just a maze. So this is all I am getting for majority of pile 1, an internal struggle. So people around them or their life might be going on as usual, as normal, and things are not exactly happening in a way for people to understand their struggle internally, like the internal struggle they're going through. But internally, they do feel all this hidden away, and they're doing a very good job at being chameleon and just, you know, matching other people's energies and just keeping things all good on the surface level. But internally, there is a great level of tension brewing, right? Just underneath the surface. So this is majority, but then there's also some, like a smaller majority in pile 1 who may be actually experiencing the internal struggles and the chaos, and it's actually also showing up in their life, in like it's kind of leaking out into their life, and they're not being able to keep a lid on it any longer. So they might be at a bit of a more advanced stage at the around this chaotic energy within, right? So the Emperor here actually shows the seat of control. Usually the Emperor, when it's there, it's a very mature energy. So these individuals, all of you, pile 1, are very established in your current lives, in your maybe status, in your career, in your path. You have developed a certain level of you know, clout, or like a certain level of authority. Like others perhaps look to you for guidance, or you are the teachers, you are the leaders, you are those that people look to for calm, for holding the fort down, right? So there's that sense of like expectation from others where you need to show up strong. And therefore, there needs to be this level of control always maintained, a level of like veneer, like everything is fine, everything is going well, that kind of an appearance for the sake of others. So even if you are feeling struggle, even if you are feeling a lack of clarity, confusion, chaos, if you are feeling depressed or emotionally imbalanced, it all has to happen in a hidden way. It all has to happen internally. And sometimes it has to be hidden from even you, so that you can function in your daily life. You can keep the status quo going. You can keep things moving at the level of expectations of yourself and others, or your position, your role, whatever that may be. Like, for example, you may be in a field where people look to you for having calmness and clarity at all times. Maybe you you work in a job where you're troubleshooting for other people all the time, or fixing issues, or maybe you work in HR, so all people bring their problems to you. So stuff like that, right? There is a sense of like a divide of what you are required to do and what you require, right? What you're required to do doesn't always leave you having all the things that you require for your mental peace, for your mental health, for all the nourishment that you may need, or for a break that you may need to really focus on you. So a lot of this energy feels like it's like putting things under the rug constantly, or being in denial constantly, or overlooking ourselves, our internal states constantly. Kind of creating emotional unavailability within our body, within our being, which creates the Two of Wands energy in a sense, where there is power, but there is two-mindedness. There is that division. There is planning, yes, but it always is stuck at the planning stage, right? That there is lesser harmony. Like if you have a plan for, let's say, creating abundance, expansion, or if you have a plan of shifting out of your current role or your current obligations and responsibilities and doing things more in flow and harmony, in ways that bring you joy, in ways that create a greater sense of contentment in your life. It's kind of stuck at the planning stage because the amount of things that are on your plate, the amount of things that you are required to do, or the kind of role that you're already needing to accomplish, whether that be like as a single mom, a working mom, or even like a teacher who is in charge of like many students, little ones, or whatever that may be, right? It is like you are needing to divide yourself up into looking one way, which is what you really aspire in your life, the harmony, the peace, the clarity, just the ease of life flowing in a way that brings you satisfaction, contentment, joy. And then looking the other way, where those have to be plans and you need to have your entire attention focus on what's really going on right now. The Knight of Coins is a slow-moving energy, so it's like a very slow pace. Like things are happening almost at a pace that feels like they're not happening. Like it's almost a feeling of like a standstill. And the buffalo here is not even looking towards where they are needing to go, right? Like the person on riding that has a bow and an arrow, so they have a plan, they have somewhere to go, they have to hit some targets, perhaps like they have to complete the hunt to actually find what they need for their daily life or for their fulfillment or for their purpose. But they're so much at a standstill that the buffalo is not even looking at the road, rather it's looking at the reader, right? It's looking beyond the situation itself, asking what's next. Like, is this gonna go on for, like, how long is this gonna go on for? How much do we have? Like, how is change gonna happen? That's almost the energy. Like, there is again the sense of divide. Like, the rider and the buffalo are not one. Like, when someone is riding on a horse, there is usually this saying, which is coming through the channeling right now, that the rider and the horse becomes one, right? That is how they ride into the wind and reach their destination. Here the energy is complete opposite. It's like the rider and the buffalo are completely separate entities. There's no communication there. There's no connection there. So they're almost like not moving anymore. They're like stuck in that situation. So movement is happening, but in a way which is almost like it's not happening. So Knight of Coins is the Knight of Pentacles in this particular deck. I just had to take a sip of water. So leading to also the energy of Eight of Cups, where there is this sense that someone is walking away from all that has been built, right? So this, I feel two messages coming in for this particular card. One being that the needs, the true needs of pile one is not being seen. So they're constantly abandoning themselves and walking away from themselves. So that is a major blockage. But another thing which is happening is that it almost feels like that a subtle subconscious part, or even a more conscious part, or a part that is growing day by day within pile number one, is seeking for answers, for change. Because the moon is usually a depiction of our intuitive side, of the side of us that has or holds a lot of wisdom, that holds a lot of knowingness that comes from living life in a felt sense, right? Like going through day by day in a being way rather than a doing way. So it's almost like this person, it's not like, usually Eight of Cups are depicted in a way where the person is much closer to the cups, and the walking motion is shown in a more explicit way. Here, it's like the two pillars, right? The two sides of us. Again, the message of duality, right? Like duality here, and then duality here as well. So this almost reminds me of the Hierophant or the High Priestess, right? Where two pillars are shown, leading us to understand more of the deeper, the High Priestess being more of an intuitive self within, and the Hierophant being the teacher self within, right? The contracts that we have, the mission that we have, the calling that we have, that we must meet. So all of those cards energies are coming through here. I'm picking up. And so the cups are laid in between these two pillars, showing duality, right? Where the person is literally much farther down and away from the cups and closer to the moon. And there is a journey to be made ahead. Like there are all these dunes. So these dunes being like mountains to trek, or distance to span, in order to find the truth within, to find the real self within, the authentic voice within, which brings true joy, which is like the key to living a life of fulfillment, of purpose, of meaning, of daily nourishment, of daily feeling, being connected to our true self, to source, to others in a loving connection, in a loving way. Like we're bringing meaning. We're not just doing things out of rote, out of obligation, out of responsibility. So that is the kind of energy that is coming through in terms of blockages right now. So to summarize more and bring it forward in more distilled sense, the blockage feels like it is a lack of self-awareness. Not because you are incapable of it, but because you are running from it. Because if you feel that if you stayed with yourself, there will be tower moments, there will be changes that will be too big or too drastic for the status quo or for the life you have built or going on right now. It may be relationships that you want to keep at where they are. It may be your career. It may be just the way of life, just the way of life you have built. It feels safe, it feels comfortable. But there is the need to ask self that how much of comfort is actually discomfort. How much of it is an comfortable, right? Like we know that this is not where we're meant to be. We know that we're meant for more, but we don't want to disturb anything. We don't want to ruffle feathers. We don't want to bring up questions of like, why are you acting this way? Why are you being different? Why are you not giving me what you said you will, right? So it is that fear of change, not for the sake of others. That is not what is coming through, but it's almost like the fear of change because you don't want the house of cards to fall, or you don't want what is already established to go to ruins because you've already invested so much. You already have an image to keep. You already have a standing to maintain, even though if it's starting to become more like a noose around your neck, or more like a burden you have to bear, and it's not bringing joy anymore. It's not helping you grow anymore. It's not making you feel like you are truly living anymore. So that's the energy that is coming through right now. I'm going to pull some oracle cards from the Life Purpose deck. If the reading is resonating with you so far, please leave a comment. If you have more questions, if you'd like more readings like this, I'm happy to create more like this. I'm actually planning to create, oh my gosh, this like flew out. I'm planning to create more readings like this. And the next one that I'm actually about to make will be the blockages in love life that are stopping us from meeting the right partner or moving forward in our love life and true love journey. So I'll take two more. So we have options that flew out very dramatically. And we have animals. And we have freedom and counseling that both came out. I'm going to take both of them. So freedom is upright, and then counseling is reversed. And I will be taking the reverse. So the sense that I get, again, options feels like a confirmation. So thank you, Soul World. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. So this actually plays right into when I was picking up that many of the majority of the people that are perhaps watching for pile 1, they may have this struggle might be there because of their career. So they might be in a career that perhaps they are really good at or enjoyed at a point of time, or it did serve a purpose when they started out in that career and they reached certain levels of mastery or certain levels of stability, but now it isn't fulfilling them in the ways that perhaps they're ready to be fulfilled in life. Or it also could be that they always did not really fit into that job, but they ran from that feeling of not fitting in that job and did it anyway, and now it's becoming increasingly difficult to continue in that position without feeling depressed, anxious, not at peace, and without feeling that internal chaos, like everything's ending, like every day there is a sense of like, almost like, I don't want to sound too intense, but almost like it's feeling of like not being alive, things dying inside, like ego deaths. Like you're constantly running from the sense of like needing to bring change, and you're putting off like ego deaths that may lead you into a much more expansive and happier life. There's also animals coming in, so maybe some of you, I'm getting that can have a career with animals, like maybe as vet or animal communication, groomer. I'm also getting that some of you actually have very strong connection with animals. So by being around animals, by not being around people that are constantly asking things of you, expecting things out of you, whether that be friends, family members, co-workers, or your clients, students, being around animals, you feel that ease, that like that simplicity of life again, that just allows you some breathing room, like some space to just be and not have to deal with everything else that is going on, that tight wound tension, that feeling of just like, oh my gosh, like this volcano is like brewing inside, right? The message for animals is that trust your inner guidance, right? For your life's work. So for those of you that animals may be part of your life's work, this is a direct message. But those of you that animals maybe are not part of your life's work, the message is more around trusting your inner guidance. Like here, like going towards your more intuitive self, allowing yourself to really feel your feelings, really do self-check, really go within, take a few days to just understand without the pressures of life, that what is next for you, like if what would be that thing that if you just let yourself lean into would change your life for the better. So the blockage, and this is like also showing that your higher timeline is in alignment with something that you love doing, that brings you joy every day, that you wake up excited to do every day, that you would do even if you didn't get paid, that you would do even if no one acknowledged how good you are, that you would do no matter what happened, because it is so an integral part of who you are, what you stand for, and how you wish to serve in this lifetime. So it's really showing that you need to detach a little bit from the busyness of life or from the demands of daily life, and maybe take even a few hours if possible to just see what your inner guidance is telling you, to really pay attention to this building or built up tension so that it can ease, so that you can acknowledge it and then it can disappear, so that it can have its say to you and then it can become less intense, right? Many of you are writers, you write well, but perhaps have not had the opportunity to do writing as a part of your profession, as part of your service. Many of you may be writers already, but you may be feeling like you're stuck in a rut because you're writing more for others and less for yourself. Another message that is coming through is that teaching and inspiring others, healing others may come through writing for yourself, like journaling. Like if you journaled, or if you just wrote for yourself to get more clarity, to ease all this tension. Because sometimes writing things down, putting things to paper can be very cathartic, can be very emotionally releasing, right? It can be emotionally healing, clarifying. So you are also being guided to, at this time, write for yourself, to actually put your thoughts to paper, put your feelings to paper, and see what stands out, see what ultimately comes through it for you, as a sense of like feeling more resolved in life, more complete in life, right? There can also, I'm also hearing that creating lists could help, because if you are more of those personality types where having control over your reality, having clear understanding of what's going on, or having plans support you to perform better, even creating lists of things that you need to attend to, and then creating plans of time that you book off just for yourself to do self-reflection, and creating pros and cons list, or like literally creating 2 columns of like what you want to do and what you're expected to do, or the 2 duality aspects of yourself, the 2 sides of you that are at war, or that are not seeing eye to eye, or have no way of communicating to each other right now, or be bridged within you, and are acting as fragmented parts of self. You could literally write 2 columns, or you could write all the aspects of you that are active right now, right? Literally draw a circle and then just do a pie chart, right? That 10% of me is feeling like I should continue with this particular job or relationship. 20% of me feels like I need to travel and see more things and explore. 25% of me feels like, you know, you can get creative with this process, is what I'm getting. I'm just giving you an example. You don't have to do that, of course. I'm just saying that putting things into writing, into diagrams, into visual impact on paper through yourself can be a very beneficial process, and clearing all this up more and more, and getting clarity and moving through the blockages more easily. The freedom card honestly speaks for itself. You need to be free. You need to feel more free. I feel like what is coming through as energy in this, you've been blocked in this maze of the life that needs to continue the way that it is, whether you enjoy it anymore or not, has been happening for a long time. So the freedom card coming out upright just shows that it is time. It is time to start seeing how you can experience more freedom, more joy. The dolphin energy, the sunset, it's all showing like energy of carefreeness, becoming a child again, exploring new things, understanding yourself in a way where you allow yourself the liberty, the space, the freedom, the opportunity to actually laugh, live, create a life where your service is literally your joy. It's not something that you have to keep pushing yourself to do. Counseling coming with freedom reversed actually tells me 2 messages. So for some of you, it will be that you are listening to wrong counseling, like wrong in the sense of like counseling that is not in alignment with your highest timeline and your highest potential. So it's still keeping this, the rut going, or the looping. And another message is that you need to listen to your inner counseling, your inner guidance. You're running too much from your inner voice. So those both are there. So I know that this reading is a bit of an intense reading, so please take it as it resonates. If it has not resonated at all, and you're still here, please look at the other piles. Maybe you were drawn to this tarot reading today because there are messages for you, but sometimes we may pick a pile that maybe isn't for us, and then by choosing other piles we may find our message. If this is like, this is a very specific reading actually. So I feel like most of the people who will pick pile 1, they're going to be very like, it's either going to be really resonant or it won't be resonant at all, because it's a very polarized reading. Like I don't see any middle ground in this, like that, oh, parts of it I will, you know, resonate with, parts of it I won't, because when you are stuck in a loop like this, in a situation like this, the intensity of it is too strong for it to like be halfway for you. Like you would know right away if it's you or not, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I will actually read the Apocalypse card for you from the Wild Unknown Archetypes guidebook, because I feel like just hearing the words that it is written in can be very, very beneficial. This is actually one of my favorite decks, and I love how it not only creates like it creates a psychological aspect, a mental, emotional aspect with the spiritual aspect of intuition. So I feel like whenever we read it, there's also that deeper understanding of what may be going on internally. I feel like it's a very powerful deck for understanding internal states of subconscious, conscious, unconscious, and how they play together, and also how our internal states are actually connecting with the collective conscious or the collective unconscious. So of like everyone else, because we're all energy and we all do impact each other even when we are not realizing it, right? And this aspect of being impacted by others and impacting others feels like a very strong message for pile 1 in general. So I'm not surprised that it's coming through now as well, through the Apocalypse and the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. So okay, so let us read. Yeah, so the Apocalypse indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously. Exactly that. And please believe me, I actually had not read what the meaning of this card is until I opened the book right now and I started reading it too, because I never received Apocalypse for myself or in any other readings I've done so far. So this is the first time I pulled the card and I'm reading it out loud for pile 1. As you are hearing it, I'm also reading it for the first time. So it's like a confirmation. So thank you, Soul World, that is exactly what's going on, right? The duality that we talked about, that is so very present, being torn between two worlds. It's so present here. Both the aspects, both the worlds are creating immense amount of pressure on each other, creating an internal state of pain for whoever it is. And that is the blockage. This pain is the blockage. It's keeping you from what you're really meant to do in this lifetime. It's keeping you from your joy. It's keeping you from your peace. It's keeping you from being present and being in gratitude of all that you have accumulated, all the skills you've learned, all the lessons you've mastered, all the ways you've become such a powerful leader, teacher, healer, reader, channeler, whatever you may be, or a strong pillar for your community or for your family or for others, for your friends. However you may be showing up in your life in a leadership position where others count on you, or how you count on you, like, or in your role, however you are serving your business, your community, your workplace, like it is strongly impacting your internal states, and you are strongly impacting that in a way where it's like a painful tug of war. So sorry, going back to the reading, I totally got off reading the Apocalypse card. Sorry, I'm at a stage right now where sometimes when I channel, I find it difficult to say words. So just bear with me, I apologize. So I'm gonna go back to reading. So apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, putting the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is a lifting of the veil, removing the veil of deception. So there we go, like running from self and running from the internal emotions, putting things under the rug. That had come in strongly in the beginning of the reading. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. So yeah, there is that sense of like, no matter what you do, you are losing something here, right? Which is why you're stuck, right? You don't want your life to be completely upended. You have invested so much into building it into the way that it is right now. And when you began this journey of building this or began this phase, this is what you wanted perhaps. So the fact that you have built all of it, it is there. It is something you want, but now it's not what you want anymore. Maybe a part of you needs something else. And in order to get that now or go towards that or build that, it almost feels like you have to sacrifice what you have built or what you have going. Whether that be a career, relationship, workplace dynamics, whatever it may be, it could be anything. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to a forest fires. Devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. So you are being asked to get present. Hold on to your center here. I feel like it's trying to tell you to come back to your center, to notice what is going on, to really understand why you feel that a new life will cost your old one. Sometimes it doesn't have to. Sometimes you may find a way to still keep parts of your old life and be able to start something new. I'm not saying that will be the case for everybody, but even even allowing yourself the space and the kindness and the grace and compassion to just sit with yourself and see what's really happening can go a long way. It may not change overnight, but it may create openings within yourself where you may understand how to navigate the old and create the new without expecting devastation, right? Like, yes, to our mind, it always seems like whenever there's conflict, it may seem like there is no room for a middle way, but there's always room for a middle way, which is why dropping into the heart, dropping into the soul, from the mind-based or like control-based reality can be so helpful. So pile number 1, this was your reading. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments, and I would be honored to connect with you and provide clarity for you through source messages that I may receive for your particular situation. I am very honored that I can tap into this energy for you at this time. Please remember that any type of blockages, even if they feel that like they are the hardest and we'll never get through them, can be dissolved, can be healed, can be transformed. It's not that, your path won't be your path if you couldn't walk it, right? So the fact that you have come so far already shows the strength that you already have within you, And if you are feeling internally that you need to change your life or change certain aspects of your life, I wish you great strength, fortitude, and clarity, and emotional resilience to actually see what's needed. Sometimes we actually put a lot of projection onto other people's expectations of us as well. So much can heal and transform through just honest conversations with ourselves and with others. Because what is meant to be will find its way, no matter what. And if your highest timeline is at this time, which is a very powerful time for the collective, this entire year is all about stepping into our truth and stepping into all the ways of service that is truly a reflection of who we really are, of our truth, of our joy, of our love, is coming forward for the collective in a major way. So if you are one of those that is feeling the brunt and the struggle and the war of this new initiation, but it is feeling painful, it is feeling like ego deaths, please don't be discouraged. This is not something you're going through alone. In fact, I have gone through it so many times in my life, and it always changes. Things always shift, and light shows itself. Clarity shows itself. Truth makes itself known. But usually what's required is honesty with self. Like, that is what is required first and foremost. And then usually when we can be courageous in that way, we find a way to be also courageous externally and speak our truth with others. I pulled a card from the moon deck that I have. I can't remember its name right now. When I'm channeling, I forget names a lot of the decks and different things. So the card itself again is a confirmation. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. So it's really showing, South Node is the card of what we're comfortable with, right? North Node is what we need to move towards in our life to actually achieve true happiness, true success, and true joy, feeling of fulfillment in life. So it's literally asking you to let go of your past and not be bound to it. And you may be surprised how much your future actually brings clarity, not only for you, but maybe all the obligations you're holding, all the things that you feel you still need to continue doing just to maintain the status quo can also dissolve, and other people or other situations, other solutions may show itself once you yourself start to create space internally for that to flow. So this reading is already at 41 minutes. I apologize. I try to keep readings within 20 to 30 minute mark just to make it more digestible for my viewers. But I apologize. This went a bit longer. So as you may know already, I offer blessings with my soul song, which is the unique song of my soul. It's pure light frequency and healing modalities that I have learned over the years at the end of every reading. If you wish to receive this blessing, simply close your eyes, get relaxed, lie down if it's possible for you, with one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower abdomen. Just make a simple request for any one area of your life or any one situation or something in your life that you need support with right now, light, love, and healing right now. And as I do the blessing, the healing, it will go to that specifically. If you do not wish to receive the blessing, you can still stay on and just enjoy the frequency like a meditative state. This will really help you to integrate much of the information that came in and help you to release a lot of things as appropriate at this time. So I welcome you to stay on, and if you're clicking off, I'm very grateful to you for allowing me to do this reading for you. If you wish to receive more readings, please subscribe, and please, if it resonated with you, like the reading and share the reading. It really helps the algorithm to show this to others who may also need guidance such as this at this time in their life. So, all right, if you are staying on, please close your eyes and I will start the blessing now. Blessing complete. I hope you are feeling relaxed. I hope this reading was able to support you today. And I really hope that things begin to transform for you. Please remember, you are not alone. There's always support. There's always others who can understand. You are really being guided to ask for the kind of support that aligns with you, that can help you right now. I'm also here to support you whenever you wish to get guidance or receive source messages or blessings. I'm wishing you so much love, so much light for your journey ahead. And until next time, take care. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the card, the Vessel, or the yellow, fluffy, fuzzy, this is your reading. Or if you chose both, this is your reading. So I'm just going to remove this off the table for now. So your main foundation card for this reading is the Vessel. I will be using the Sufi Tarot at this time to get more clarity for your reading. As I shuffle, I want to remind you that this is a collective reading for pile number 2s all around the world. And this is a timeless reading, so whenever people are watching it, it may align with parts of their journey or all of their journey at that time. But if there are parts of the reading that is not resonating with you, please just let it go. Only take what resonates. If none of it resonates with you, which can happen sometimes, maybe there is another reading for you in the, there's another pile for you in the reading. Sometimes we may feel like something is our pile, but maybe it was another pile and you got drawn to the reading knowing that there is a pile for you, but it takes a few tries to really get to the most aligned one for you. And if none of the piles resonate, then of course maybe this reading is not for you just yet. Sometimes in my experience, I've actually seen sometimes I get drawn to readings not because it's for me, but because it's actually for someone that I know. So in that case, I usually share the reading with them. So that can also happen for some people. And I actually have never shared this before with any of my viewers before, or any other readings or piles. So for your particular pile, it actually may be the case that there are also people in your life who are going through something or that is similar to the readings that's about to come through in this reading, and they might have guidance in this reading that may support them. So if that's the case, maybe hit the share button with them and let them discover whatever messages they may have the need for right now in their life. So the first card that came out is the Dervish. In the Sufi Tarot, the Dervish is actually the Hermit. The second card is 5 of Cups. Three of Coins. Shah of Staffs. This is the King of Wands. I absolutely love the imagery of this deck. And we have the Alchemist, which is the Magician, reversed. I wanted to pull only 5 cards because that is what I did for pile 1. But I am getting that there's one more card for you. So we have the Malika of Coins, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, how do I place this? Okay. I'm just going to place this here for now. Although it's not coming into full view, perhaps you can see part of it, or part of it is not showing, which is fine. Okay. So we're gonna do a 6-card spread for you. So don't tell, don't tell the other piles. You're getting one more card out of it. Okay, great. So tapping into the energy right now, what I feel is that there is a great sense of potential in your particular reading. Pile number 2s have immense potential within them, actually. And majority of it is actually at this time untapped. And this is actually a very different message from the other pile that I've created, done the reading for so far, like pile number 1. It almost feels like there is this sense of alignment that needs to happen, right? So it's not about so much as like a blockage or blockages that are currently impacting you, but strangely enough, it's almost the sense of like it's like the potential of pile number 2s is so deep and so many talents are hidden away that the blockage is itself that there's so much, if that makes sense. Like it's so much potential that we just don't know where to even start or what to even do. Like that's what the blockage is coming through as. Like there's a lot of things happening in life that is almost like a distant thing. Like it's like the energy that is coming through is that yes, here is this ocean of potential, but we haven't even uncovered or haven't even looked in that direction yet, because we're just comfortable living on the surface here in this life, right? Where we're just gonna live above water. We're just gonna cruise on this island, or, you know, just explore the surface level things, because I have way too much potential, so I don't really know where to even begin. There's too much to do, and I don't know where to begin. It's not like you haven't done any work in your life yet. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's just for your expansion, for progressing in your life, for creating greater success. There needs to be more emptying of yourself, of all the noise of life, like parties or just social things. Like there's a need of going within the hermit and letting the light speak to you, the light of your soul speak to you, the inner potential to show itself. There's the 5 of Cups card, which almost makes me feel like even before going deep enough, there's always been this tendency to quit it, right? Oh, because I didn't have enough time to really pursue learning how to play the guitar. I totally did not sing even. I did not build a career or build or do anything with my singing voice, even though I have a really good singing voice. Like something like that. I know that's a very specific example. I'm just saying that as an example. It may not be your story, and it may be someone's story, but that was meant to be just an example. There's 3 of coins, and see like the tiles, the beautiful tiles. It's almost like them coming together would be like magic. So looking deeper into these potentials would be like a magical beginning, a magical service. It will be literally reality shifting. Like you have the makes of being like a genius, right? Being like a pioneer almost, because you have so much potential, perhaps so many different kinds of skills, that if you ever sat with yourself long enough, if you invested in yourself long enough, if you actually stopped chasing different things and running from your own inner power, and truly stepped into your power to bring out all your gifts and really bring them into this 3D manifestation world where you get to express them and others get to enjoy it, or you get to simply express them, you would probably bring together skill sets and ways of creating art or creating things in your field that is almost pioneer level, like it's never been done before. Like you could perhaps be like a dancer who heals through their dance, or you could be like I don't know, someone who is good at business but also good at like counseling, so you start, and also good at singing, so you create like a business model where you are doing, you know, you are doing singing for yourself, but you're also helping other aspiring singers to create their own business or creating their own brand, you know, and counseling them, coaching them. Like, you know, I'm just giving very broad examples, but like I'm just saying to show that how even very opposing skills within you can actually come together to create a unified whole of expression, service, and lasting legacy. Like you're the pile that can have a literal legacy. Like brand, you can be a brand, like King of Wands, like that energy of like being pure fire, pure like magic, pure like that magnetic personality, right? The brand that does everything, like Oprah, right? Like we don't know what Oprah does really. Like she's everything. She's a talk show host. She has been a humanitarian. She's helped people in many different ways. She's wise. People look to her for counsel. She has book clubs. Like to this day, and I may be ignorant, but to this day I actually don't know. Like she doesn't have a specific profession. Like she's not any one thing. She's a lot of things together, and she does all of them well. And again, I'm only mentioning Oprah as an example. Like we don't have to like or dislike her or be polarized or any of that. I usually try not to mention celebrities because it can be polarizing for a reading, and it can take us away from the spiritual aspect and the healing aspect, and really being focused on ourselves and on the reading itself and its energies. But I was just trying to iterate the aspect of your potential being of that level, where if you allowed yourself to continue to go deep, continue to immerse, not quit, right? Not quit, not run, not chase, not overlook, not try to live on the surface level and just keep busy, and start to go deep, like really deep. You have the potential of leaving a powerful legacy on Mother Earth. And doesn't matter what field, doesn't matter what profession. It's almost like pioneer level. You may end up doing things that hasn't been done before. The Alchemist being reversed, the Magician, which is in this deck, again shows that blocked potential aspect, right? The Magician is a manifester. It's a master manifester. You are a master manifester, but you are not letting yourself reach your fuller potential by not even seeing your potential. And then the Queen of Pentacles showing up. That is the card of creating a life of abundance, right? It's not the Empress, but because the Empress is the ultimate abundance, like everything at her feet, everything she wants. Or this is not a card for a feminine, it's just Empress is depicted as a feminine, but it can be a male, female. It's a genderless reading. Whatever you resonate with in that aspect is perfectly fine. We're just, you know, talking about the energy, and we're talking about the female abundance of birthing things infinitely, right? That's the female potential. That's the divine feminine aspect, that divine feminines are birthers. They can birth whole new worlds, projects, ways of living, entire new templates or codes for Mother Earth to ascend. So things like that, the creative aspect of us, right? That's what the Empress usually shows. So the Queen of Coins, which is the Queen of Pentacles in this deck, almost gives that Empress vibe, because it's like she is, or he is, or they are at the peak of their manifestation, right? It's someone who knows their worth. It's someone who knows how to bring that word into this 3D reality, to translate into projects, to translate into success, to translate into service that really impacts humanity, community, others, self, in ways that there is incredible upward mobility and growth. This card can also show, for me right now, I mean, it generally doesn't show that, but right now I'm picking up even generational wealth. Like one could end up creating generational wealth. One could end up creating ways of living that hasn't been reached for generations prior, right? You could be the first one to get a PhD. You could be the first one to create a multi-million-dollar business. You could be the first one to, I don't know, go to space. Like, we don't know. I mean, the potential for this deck is truly infinite. And that even shows through the vessel card, where the vessel can hold anything. Once the vessel recognizes itself as the vessel, it can hold anything each day, simply by being present, by emptying itself every day to become full again with all of the source potential, all of the source ideas, source manifestations. So really understanding that there is nothing to attach to in life and everything to gain by simply allowing ourselves to go with the ebb and flow, the waves, the depths of our own potential, and let it come out. Let the fire burn. Let the passion ignite. Let the work begin. Let the co-creation manifest, right? So that's what I'm getting for here. I would actually want to pull from the Life Purpose deck for you as well at this time, to see if there are more specific messages for pile number 2, to see like maybe specific career paths or actions you can take. So Heart's Desire, Light and Love, Oracle cards came through. I'm gonna get just one more. So Heart's Desire. The angels are supporting, guiding, and protecting you as your dreams become a reality. Yeah, so this almost feels like, right, you need to look into your heart to find your heart's desires. And if you've already been doing that, many of you might be actually not running from your potential anymore, but maybe you're receiving this reading at this time of your life because you have started the work, you have started paying attention to yourself and recognizing your worth, reclaiming your power, reclaiming your truth, and you are beginning to step into your service, your calling at this time. So it's showing that, you know, continue to follow that heart's desire, continue on that path. Your purpose is manifesting itself, and as you continue to offer love and light to yourself, to this calling, to your this venture, you become the leader that you're meant to be. Oracle cards, you are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So again, it's like that message of like going into yourself, the hermit energy right here. And also like you're here taking, listening to this reading. So it's like true guidance from within self, guidance from source, guidance from your inner voice, your angels, your spiritual team, spiritual mothers and fathers, guidance here from readers that are aligned with source and bringing you messages of love and light and transformation and healing, right? So it's showing all that in these cards, and that's the message. I would also pull a card from my moon deck so that we can see if there is any kind of timeline mentioned or any deeper guidance as to how to transform the blockage of, which again, in your reading, it was very unique, where there is no particular blockage. Rather, the thing is that there's so much potential, we just don't know how to hold it all as a vessel, right? So there's a need for strengthening yourself as a vessel. There's a need of emptying yourself as a vessel of anything, of background noise, of anything that doesn't exactly go forward in truly aligning you with your highest potential, highest timeline. So we have a new start is coming. Beautiful. We also have a fiery climax approaches, and we have balanced spirituality and practicality. Exactly. So that is a confirmation. Thank you, Soul World. So this really does feel like a lot of pregnant energy. Like there's a lot happening very soon for you, where you are going to hit the ground running and start building all these powerful realities or new beginnings, manifestations of your internal power showing up finally externally. All your potential is starting to actually manifest as practical plans, practical projects, practical things that others can interact with, that you can actually show as your legacy, as your contribution, as your service, something tangible, something very, very palpable, right? A fiery climax approaches. So yeah, I feel like this card is also showing like things are starting to ignite, like the passion ignites, right? Things start moving quick, things start happening quick. Once you decide you want to do it, it just does itself. It just happens. You find the right opportunities, you align with the right people, you align with the right kind of tools, or you just get downloads and epiphanies as to how to bind it all together and start branding yourself, or start doing the work that you need to do, or if you need to travel for work, resources just come. Like it almost feels magical. Like once you decide that it's time, once you really stop stalling, everything falls in line because you've finally gone for it. Like you've made the leap. So you might be at any point of that journey, you might have already made the leap. You might be in that area where you're still distracting, or you might be in that area you're done with all the distractions. Now you're trying to go within and find all the answers, or find all the ways, planning, creating a lot of internal plans, or almost mentally setting the path forward before you start walking on it. Wherever you are on the journey right now, it really shows a potential of great success for your particular pile. There's no actual blockage that I feel. It's just alignment that is required. It's emptying, going within, allowing yourself to really feel yourself and really feel all the potentials and create practical plans to bring it into reality. For you, I'm actually going to read from the vessel, like what the vessel card says for itself, from the Wild Unknown Archetypes. It's actually one of my favorite decks, and I feel like reading the card itself always does bring in a greater integration of the message itself. And since this is the card that showed up for you as the indicator of your pile, I just feel like reading it can give powerful messages for anyone listening in, and can help to integrate the psychological, emotional, mental aspects of the reading as well, along with the intuitive and the spiritual aspects of it. So here's the vessel. The vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. See, what did I tell you? There's so much power. Just everything about you feels so powerful, pile 2. Like each of you that are listening to pile 2 are absolutely change makers. Like the energy is unmistakable. It's you're born leaders. You were always meant to create a legacy. Whatever legacy that may be, big or small or whatever in your field, honestly doesn't matter. You're like literally legacy maker, powerful pioneer energy, like all of you. The vessel is everywhere. Sorry, I read wrong. At this time of channeling, I start to find it difficult to focus on words. So yeah, sorry, I'll begin again. The vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. It is everywhere. It is everywhere. Right. Sorry, I think I'm reading wrong. I apologize. Yeah, okay. So the vessel may be the most powerful archetypal form on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the eggs, savings account protect our earnings. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. When this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full, or perhaps there is no vessel at all and the contents spill in every direction? It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. Is it time for you to build, break, or repair? You must find out. So this reading, I feel personally how it resonates with this pile is that you as the vessel need to understand the separation between what you create and the vast expanse of creation itself, because your potential is so big and your abilities can be so deeply ingrained in you. You're almost like there's a cosmic feeling to you, right? So in order to really distill that cosmic expansive feeling into real earth practical plans, you need to become a vessel that gives more structure, right? Less abstract, more structure. So becoming a vessel for all your creations and then protecting that from outside noise, from interruptions, from disruptions. So there's a multi-layered meaning, I feel, to the aspect of the vessel for you at this time. And what I read, there might be messages for you as well, like are you balanced right now? Like, are you focusing too much on the external? Are you focusing too much on staying busy? Or are you isolating too much and not building connections? Like, I feel like your pile, more so than any other pile, would really need balance, would really need groundedness, would really, really need to be very tuned in to their own inner processes, because the potential, the options, the variability of all the gifts that you possess or what you're meant to bring is so big and expansive. To just balance that out, there is that need of funneling it, right? Like from this big to funneling it into smaller bite-sized pieces to bring into this reality. And then one step at a time, or one project at a time, or if we're doing 3 different types of skills in one go, then really being clear what our offer is and how that is digestible for you as someone offering the services, how it's sustainable for you, and then also how it's like relatable for others that are receiving the service, right? Like, so that they're not like drowning in options. So yeah, it's just that level of being conscious, being aware, being disciplined in certain ways, not in the traditional sense of discipline, but creating your own sense of discipline and structure and form to give this expansive inner realm more earth level, practical pathways for manifestation and creation. So this was your reading, pile 2. I hope it resonated. Honestly, the energy of this particular pile is so expansive. It was a little bit difficult for me to keep grounded and keep channeling in a coherent way. I felt like I was going all over the place, or that may be your energy, I don't know, or maybe because you just hold so much. I felt very pulled in all different directions, so I wasn't being able to keep to it pretty in more linear ways. So I apologize for that. I hope the reading was relatable, understandable, and it gave you what you needed for today. As you may know already, if you've been a subscriber for a while, I always offer healing blessings at the end of each reading to help integrate all the source messages into your life, into your being, however appropriate at this time and safely. And I also offer the healing blessings to clear, energy, to clear blockages, to support with that, however appropriate. So I'll be offering the healing blessing through my soul song, which is the unique song of my soul, and it brings forward love and light and pure source frequencies to you to create transformation. I'll also be using healing modalities that I have learned how to use over the years, and so it will be a very relaxing healing blessing. If you wish to receive it at this time, just say yes with your heart and make an intention to receive it for any one request of your choosing at this time. It can be for anything, honestly, relationship, health, success of some kind, anything that comes to you that you need support in right now. The blessing will go to you and that request as appropriate, because it has intelligence of its own. And if you do not wish to receive it, you can still stay on and just simply meditate or enjoy the very, very lightful frequencies that the healing blessings bring on. So I'll begin the blessing now. Please relax if you are receiving, and relax even if you're not receiving. We can always relax. That's always nice. So blessing begin. So blessing is complete. I recommend that you drink lots of water to integrate further and take it easy. I hope the messages that came forward today were supportive of your journey at this time. And if you resonated, if this supported you and helped you to get more clarity, please do like the video, share it with someone if you feel it would support them as well. Please leave your comments. I love hearing from all of you and love connecting to you personally. And yeah, please subscribe if you'd want more readings like this, if you haven't subscribed already. So I was so excited to do this reading for you. I'm so honored to do this reading for you, to be honest. And I cannot wait to do more readings for everyone that is connected to my channel. And yeah, I'm wishing you great success. Wishing you love and light for your journey forward. And until next time, take care. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome. If you felt drawn to the unseen oracle or the red fuzzy or both, this is your reading. So as you may have already heard during the intro part, today's reading is focusing on blockages that we are currently working on or being guided to work on, or can work on to actually create greater success, forward movement, and powerful transformation, manifestation in our lives. I'm going to move this off the table to give us more space. So I'm using the In-Between Tarot deck for the first time, actually. And for your pile, I felt called to use it. So the first card that came in is 10 of Wands, reversed, and it is the energy of 10 of Wands and Ace of Wands combined. So it's coming across as reversed. That's the In-Between Tarot. It's actually, it gives us two energies of in-between, between two tarot cards, which I find super cool, because there's usually so much layered meaning that comes through from being able to see two different energies or several energies from the tarot deck being represented. We also have the Page of Wands upright, which is showing the two energies of Page of Wands and Knight of Wands together. We also have the Six of Wands with Seven of Wands energy also present. I'm going to actually put this a little bit higher so that you can see the cards better. There's also Seven of Wands, which is Seven of Wands and Eight of Wands energy together. We have Three of Wands, which is also Three of Wands and Four of Wands together. And we have the Star, which shows both the energy of the star and the moon. How cool is that? It's very cool. I'm getting that for your pile, there's a couple of more tarot cards we'll pull. So please don't tell the others that I pulled more for you. But I always flow in intuitive guidance, so whatever it takes, it takes. Whatever your reading needs, we will do. So we also have the Five of Coins, with the Five of Coins and Six of Coins energy. And at the bottom of the deck, I actually didn't do bottom of the deck energy for the other two piles because I didn't feel called to do it, but I am feeling called to do it for you, so your reading feels very different from the others. I'm just gonna place it here. So the bottom of the deck energy is Eight of Swords, and it's Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords. Okay. So tapping into this overall energy for pile 3, I feel that there is a lot of haziness, almost like a feeling of tiredness, and I don't want to say burnout, but maybe for some of you there is even the added aspect of either literally going through a burnout or like spiritual burnout of some kind, where like things are just not flowing as easily as they used to. Or like if you are intuitive, your intuition is perhaps feeling blocked. Or if you are like, if your third eye was open, maybe you're not seeing things as much anymore. Or if you were like really good at giving counsel, or just always felt like you had this inner wisdom, it's almost like there is a pause feeling. There is like a lull. There is a lull like energy. Like things are not moving. It's stagnant. Like I almost feel this weary. It's not even weary. It's like this drowsiness. Like I'm almost asleep, but I'm not. It's like a half in, half out, or half awake, half asleep kind of state. Like it's lethargy. Like it's lethargic state. Like it's like there is momentum, but almost like we're grinding it, you know, we're it's not flowing easily. It's like but it's also not like turbulence. It doesn't feel extreme or intense. It feels like a very lulling energy, like almost being asleep, but in a pause like way, in a slowed down way, like everything is happening in slow motion. And we're just in that haze of that slow motion. Some of you in pile 3 may be, you know, may occasionally smoke marijuana, and that's, you know, that also might be a state that I'm picking up, like the haze of it all. Like it does help with opening your channels, or it does help to be grounded or be present, but there's this very lulling, slow energy of like things being very fluid, like they are but they aren't. Almost like, you know, I keep getting shown those holographic cards, like, you know, the Pokemon cards back in the day, or like certain cards that when you flip it like that, or when you do this or something like that, it shows double images. So one image is here and then another image is here. Both of them are here at times. So it's almost like, which image is it, right? That kind of a thing. It's almost like that sense. So all that to say, it feels like the blockage is, excuse me, sometimes I need to burp when I need to clear the energy. Like this is a bit of a, among the 3 piles, there were this is not an intense pile. The other piles were more intense, but in terms of energy or turbulence or things happening, here there's just almost like quicksand like feeling, like things are in a quicksand kind of feeling. So it's heavier, denser energy in that way that I may need to clear by coughing, sneezing, or burping, or things like that, or yawning. So again, for some of you, there is a sense of burnout, but for majority of you, it almost feels like things are just really on pause or in a lull state. Like all of a sudden, the wind in the sails is gone. And we're kind of just at a standstill, or we're just taking it easy while trying to understand when the momentum will come back, or when my intuition will start feeding me downloads again, or when will I get that spark of inspiration to be able to complete the project, or when will I be able to stop procrastinating, or when will the aid come in, or when will the help come in, or just that kind of energy. The 10 of Wands being present but being reversed with Ace of Wands also present shows me that something that could have felt like a big burden doesn't feel like a burden, because like of that vacuum like feeling, right? Of like just cruising. The reading, the energy of this reading is very spacey, to be honest. Page of Wands and Knight of Wands both showing up. So it's almost like a novice feeling, like the blockage is we are not skilled yet enough, or we're feeling like a beginner all over again. We are being called to review old lessons that we already thought we had done. So now we're like a little bit fed up. We're like, why do we have to learn it all over again? Or almost like, yeah, I'm not doing it kind of a thing. Like I'm throwing my hat into onto the I'm chucking my hat onto the floor. I don't want to do it. Like that's the kind of image I'm seeing. Like like just chucking it on the floor and walking away, or being like, no, I don't want to. I'm just gonna chill. Like I don't want to see this anymore because I thought I already did it. I'm already skilled in this. Why am I needing to do this? Or I'm already a very skilled channeler. Why do I have to, like, why am I not hearing anything? Or I'm already a good writer. Why do I feel so blocked? Or it's almost like getting blocked in a way where you have to go back to the basics again. But we don't want to go back to the basics because we are already way more skilled or prepared, or we've already been there, done that kind of a thing. Six of Wands with Seven of Wands energy almost shows like there is information that wants to come through to you, communication that perhaps you can have, which can clear the situation more, bring more clarity, and tell you where to go next or how to help your situation to get things clear again. But we're not, like the unseen, right? We're not seeing what can help right now because we're too busy looking at all the things that are coming at us that we do not expect, or we're too focused on what's not working to actually look for solutions just yet. Seven of Wands with Eight of Wands energy. Also, again, the communication aspect kind of goes forward into this as well. But Eight of Wands is kind of showing that communication, like we can stall, but it's inevitable. Like it will come. Whether you allow it or not, at the right time, it will come. Like we can't stall it forever. We can't be in a lull forever. As cycles repeat, or as cycles close out, things will get moving again, even if we don't want it to. But if we don't allow ourselves to accept it and lean into it, when the direction, like when we get moving again, we might feel like we weren't prepared for it, or we might feel like we're moving in a direction we didn't exactly choose, so we don't exactly like. Three of Wands and Four of Wands coming together almost shows like, yeah, that completion, right? That completion on the horizon, but still needing to wait for our ships to come in, like the Three of Wands feeling. So it's almost like, yeah, waiting for our ships to come in, but they're still on the horizon. Like it hasn't come in yet, but it's up ahead, and it's inevitable that it will actually happen. But currently the blockages are that we're perhaps feeling blocked from having them right now. So for some of you, there may be impatience, frustration at play. Some of you may even be feeling like, why me? Why do I have to wait this long for this? It was supposed to happen quicker. Or why do I have to feel blocked right now? I have already worked so hard, or I've already developed this skill, or I already know how to do this, why do I have to relearn it, kind of a thing. Or I already, you know, was like, I already know how to do admin, why am I needing to learn this whole new system to do admin all over again? Things like that, things that feel like they're looping endlessly and you're kind of like, why? Or another interpretation is your skills feeling a little blocked. So like if you're a writer, having a writer's block, or if you're a singer, your voice having a cold and you're not being able to sing anymore for a bit. Or if you're an artist, you're just not inspired, you're not feeling inspired at all. Or if you're like an intuitive person or a channeler or like a psychic, your downloads not feeling aligned, or you not receiving as many messages as you would, or as easily as you would. The star and the moon coming together is very fascinating, which is like star being, you know, that powerful, brilliant being. Sorry for the shaking. The, you know, powerful, brilliant being who's like shines like a star, has accomplished everything, and is like, has reached the peak, is embodying the success, the glory, the achieving of whatever we had set out to achieve. Like it's a star, shines so bright. But the moon also casts a shadow, right? It shows our deeper side, or things that are out of our control, the forces that work secretively, that work just beyond our consciousness, and we don't know which strings would get pulled next. So that there's that push-pull here, right? The push-pull energy of, yes, I can be successful, yes, I've done all the work, or yes, I have the potential, but for some evasive, unknown reason, it's just not clicking yet, it's just not happening yet. And we don't know what that is, which is frustrating, or which is disorienting, or disheartening, or disappointing, things like that. And then we have the 5 of coins and the 6 of coins together as in between energy. And it shows almost the balance, the balancing act between giving and receiving, between listening and speaking, or hearing and being in silence, or allowing ourselves to let go of whatever felt unattainable, unreachable, to actually find a new sense of equilibrium. So I feel like that's where the solution, or moving through the blockage, lies, by focusing on gaining balance and emotional groundedness, rather than focusing on what is not working, or going into any kind of negativity. Like having more gratitude that you've come as far as you have, and if things are feeling delayed, if things are feeling pushed back, or not flowing as well as you would hope at this stage for things to flow, or they're not feeling as clear or as definitive, confirmed, concrete. Just taking it easy and finding that ability within yourself to trust that it will, and not see it from a victim point of view, like of 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords, right? Not seeing it from a place of being bedridden, or stuck in your tracks, or being bound and being unable to move, becoming identified with a sense of powerlessness. Rather seeing it as an opportunity to slow down, restock, review, realign, nourish yourself, and learn to honor the unseen, which is perhaps creating divine timing for you, or creating the opportunity for you to go deeper into building yourself, so that when you really strike the iron, it's actually hot. Or when you really take the leap, you are held. Like all the right people or all the right aspects of this are literally where they need to be when you also get into that dynamic, active zone again from this lull or slowed down zone. Now for your reading, I'm also gonna pull from the moon deck I have, which can give, I'm noticing that I'm speaking extremely slowly for this particular pile. I usually don't speak this slowly, and I'm feeling extremely sleepy, which is again very strange. I have barely kept my eyes open for this entire reading. So again, that kind of loops me back to the main card, the unseen, where it's almost like our eyes are right now covered or closed from seeing what may be happening in the background. And the fact that we're fixating on the fact that we can't see is actually blocking us, because the unseen things are happening in the unseen for the betterment, and things are at work. Whatever is not working right now is not meant to work. So if it's a rejection, if it's any kind of delay, if it's any kind of stop, just literal stop or halt, or abandoning of certain plans, or plans just going poof or not happening the way that you had envisioned, it's not meant to, and something better is in the works, or it's just not time yet, and at the right time it will flourish again. So it's important to not create a blockage out of the situation by internalizing it and making it about your worth, about, you know, life not being good or things like that, like going into negativity, victim mentality, and rather being more in gratitude that, and trust and faith that things can change, that you still have the power to complete things at the right time. So nothing will come of this situation void of course moon. So again, you know, like that's a confirmation. So thank you, soul world, like talking about, it's kind of alluding to why the lull may be there, or why the stop may have happened, because perhaps it wasn't leading to where you actually really want to be, and you couldn't see that because of not being aware of certain aspects of it. So spirit literally has put a stop to it or delayed it, so that something which is really aligned with you, really meant for you, something better can make its way to you. We also have adjustments are required. So definitely, you know, I think in the background of it all, in the unseen, adjustments are being made. But even in your own reality, you can make conscious adjustments of how you're seeing the things. Perspectives can shift. How you're reacting towards it can shift. And that way clear more space for future opportunities of greater alignment, greater success, greater forward movement. And also, the third thing that is coming through is perhaps seeing the whole thing less from your mind and more from your soul. So really getting into, because the soul knows everything. And perhaps if you feel like there are things that you can't see about the situation or about the project or about whatever this may be, it's actually because you are way too identified with the mind and the ego at this time. But if you move into your soul, perhaps things will be more visible. You'll see the unseen through your soul. A time for healing, balsamic moon. So yeah, so like the lull is here so that you can slow down. You can really just allow yourself to relax and not go into rumination or grief or frustration, and just mother yourself, father yourself, nurture yourself. Allow things to nourish you. Go towards the nourishing. Slow down. And then it also shows the message of it's time to take action. So I feel like this is more showing that aspect of your reading where it's time to take action towards yourself, towards creating a new reality, towards away from all the way of like why this happened or why there's a delay, like letting all that go and preparing for your new reality, preparing for a time where you are not too identified with what hasn't worked in the past, or the delay itself, or the timing not being right, or any kind of complaining energy within yourself or within the situation. For your deck, I'm actually gonna read the Unseen card from the Wild Unknown Archetypes. So let me just find that for us in the guidebook. I find that reading this, and oh wow, I just opened the book and it literally went to the unseen. So yeah, it just does feel like that for your reading. There's a lot that has everything to do with divine timing and things just happening quickly at the right time, but to not let the delay or the block or the pause make you feel like it's never gonna happen or dishearten you. And if it's not the wrong path, the right path will be brought forward. So the card says, the guidebook says, the unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching and waiting with wisdom both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, and then doubt its existence, though it rallies our attention time and time again. The energy of the unseen may come in many forms: a compelling dream, a sudden insight, a clear voice, a vision or message from a loved one who has passed to the other side. It is natural to fear these communications as they challenge our perception of what is real. When this card appears, your guides are near. The eternal is present. The doorway between worlds is ajar. Listen. The sounds may seem as though they come from a distant land, but they call from your innermost chambers. So clairvoyant guidance, whispers of wisdom. So yeah, but basically, I feel like, I mean, this could literally apply to many of you or some of you, like the interpretation. But what I get for this pile as well is that aspect of trusting in the unseen, that whatever is happening right now, it's not happening against you, but it's happening for you, and a lot is taking place in the unseen for your benefit, that you may not just see it yet, but in due time, at the right time, it will reveal itself. Until then, balancing yourself, not going into victim mentality or emotional imbalances, or too much of rigid mindset and control and ego-driven responses can go a long way to not go into creating further blockages and delays, and just allowing yourself to rest, heal, take this opportunity to slow down and tend to yourself in a compassionate, graceful way, or tend to things that actually create greater levels of connection with yourself, with others, that kind of a thing. So pile number 3, this was your reading. For your pile, for some reason, I'm actually getting guided to also pull from the Rumi Oracle, one card. So I'm going to do that. Your reading has been very different, actually, from both pile 1 and pile 2. Honestly, pile 1 and pile 2 were also very different from each other. But in a sense, your reading is very different in the sense that the energy of it is completely different from the first 2 readings. I feel like in the first 2 readings, the energy was still a little bit, there were some overlaps and similarities. So we got Cosmic Heart, which is a very beautiful card. I'm actually going to read parts of the guidebook for you, because honestly this book is like poetry, and I find it so much more supportive for everyone to just read from the literal book, which is an absolute gift, rather than me trying to interpret it and give you messages that I just can read off of, which can be very healing in itself. So Cosmic Heart is 47. I won't read the whole thing, but I will show you, like on video, perhaps the ritual and parts of it. If you want to pause and read, please do so, but I probably won't read the whole thing. So there's the poem at the beginning here, so I'm going to read that for you first. Focusing. I was dead, I became alive. I was tears, I became laughter. The power of love arrived and made me everlasting power. I have seen everything, I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion, I shine like Venus. I hear it and weep. In sublime reverence, I bow to this living, beating, loving heart of the universe. Again, I feel like it goes back to the unseen, right? The unseen, the universe is unseen, the forces at work are unseen. So again, kind of going back into our connection with the divine, with the unseen, with the universe, with the forces at work, and honoring it, right? Tapping into that to actually help us move through these blockages or these delays and lulls, and energy that may be feeling like it's looping or not going anywhere we want it to go, or in the direction that we want it to go. Once, some time ago, I was deaf. I had not heard one true sound, much noise, but no truth. So I believed in many things not worth believing in. Then in a moment of my crisis that cracked my heart open, I was given a gift, though I felt fear and confusion. A gift came to me more powerful than those temporary ailments. So yeah, whatever is happening is temporary, and a greater gift will come, which is why there has to be a delay or a do-over or a restart. The gift was the ability to hear the sound hidden beneath all of life. Again, it's kind of talking about the unseen. I heard it, that sacred sound of the beating heart of universal love. Now I know that belief in unworthy things like fear and doubt is lunacy. Even my loneliness became unconvincing to me. We are animated by this living heartbeat, part of life that is sustained by it. You and I, the planets, the birds, and the fishes, emerge from the great source because of this beating heart of the universe. It pumps life through our veins. What proof of this is needed? You live. This is the proof. I hear it everywhere now. It has become so loud, louder than any word of fear. It resonates through my soul and eclipses any tremor of anxiety. So again, anxiety comes from our mind. So again, being guided to go into our soul and not see this from the mind, from the ego, which is again confirmation. So thank you, soul world. And also like not needing proof to actually trust that it is working out, even though you don't see it or feel it yet. There is a time on the journey of love when the beloved is prepared to engage more completely with the heart of the divine lover. The preparation will be a rich process, spiritually speaking. It may also feel like being beaten, which I felt like in the beginning, the burnout energy, pummeled, simmered, and stirred in the pot of the divine master chef to become a sacred and savory meal, fit for the most heavenly of feasts. This is a courageous and bold process, one that will create the most delicious aromas in the soul, and yet it is one that will likely take us right to the places we rather avoid, places of confrontation with pain, but where the loss of its grip on our being no longer lets us quake and retreat from life in fear or uncertainty. And I feel this is also guiding you to love more. Take this opportunity to love and be in gratitude. Shift your frequency that way. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. So I'm just going to show it to you like this, so that if you want to read, you can pause and read. And then again this. So here. And there's also here, and then there's a sacred honoring ritual if you'd like to do it on your own. Okay, so this was your reading, pile number 3. I apologize. I feel like I was a little unfocused for this reading. The energy of it felt like that, and I wasn't being able to get over it. I hope it was supportive for you and it resonated. I'll leave this card here for now, and you may know this already, that I offer a healing blessing at the end of each reading to support the viewers, which is you, to navigate the coming days in more love, peace, harmony, to have the support to integrate all these new source messages and its frequency in an easier, more fluid way, and also to feel supported in any one aspect or area or request of your life where you most need support at this time. So if you wish to receive this blessing, just close your eyes, say yes with your heart, and make an intention to receive it for one request of your choice. It can be anything, honestly, anything that you need support with: mental, emotional, relationship, career, conflict, anything internal, external, whatever you need it for right now, one thing. And the blessing will come in its appropriate way to you, in love and light. I will be offering the healing blessing using my soul song, which is a sound healing modality. It is the unique song of my soul that I have cultivated and brought out over years of practice. It is high source frequency, and it brings in pure light and love into your request and to you. And I'll also be using healing modalities that I have received and learned to apply to offer healing to people. So if you are receiving the healing at this time, I request you to close your eyes, put one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower abdomen, and get relaxed to receive. If you're not receiving at this time, you can still stay on and just meditate. It's not going to take long. It takes about 10 to 30 seconds. So blessing begin. The blessing is complete. I thank you for being here with me for today's reading. Halfway into the blessing, my cat Serafina decided to come and give you some love as well. You can see her on screen right now. She is not leaving you alone, pile 3. She did not come in for other readings. So she's just offering her love and light as well, and being very, very present for this particular reading. So if the message resonated with you, if the reading supported you, I'm very grateful. I'm very honored to do this reading for you. I'd love to hear from you. Please leave comments. Let me know if I can somehow support further, or if you have any questions, if you just want to share how it's been for you. I love the personal interaction with every viewer, and we are a community, so it also helps us to grow together as a community once we share our journeys with each other. If this resonated with you and you'd like more readings, please subscribe so that you are notified when new readings pop up from me. And if you wish to like, share, I'd be most grateful, because it creates better algorithms for others who need support and will align with this reading to find it. So I'm wishing you so much joy, success, love and light for your journey forward, and for your journey in moving through these blockages. Please know you're not alone, and we're always here. Source is always here. The soul world is always here to support us, support you. And until next time, take care.